What's good, everyone? Welcome back to FaShaun episode 18. In this episode, we're going to be focusing on a trending item nowadays. Really alters the shape of your face, I should say. But a lot of people use it as statement glasses. I think that's the wrong way to go about it. But I digress. We'll get into that in the video. Today's episode, we will be focusing on Tom Ford Aviators. Let's get into it.
So looking at the box, this is the old Tom Ford box. I actually bought these retail back when I had no sense. When I first had like my my teenage job or something, like when I was working at the movie theater. Oh, focus in there, thank you. So you can see here when you open it up, here are the glasses. Toss this away. Come on, give it to me. Focus, focus. There it is. So here they are. They have kind of a gradient smoky lens, regular bridge and nose bridge up top, Tom Ford branding on the sides, which I don't like. You can see kind of what they look like here. Made in Italy. I think I paid like $500 for these new when they came out, or like $490, something like that. But from 2012. But yeah, they look good. Not too big, not too small, iconic shape. Thin on the sides, which is what I prefer as well, to really emphasize this shape on top. Incredible.
So this is a more dated version of what Tom Ford is doing with their sunglasses now. When it comes to aviators, you might have noticed that there's a trending Tom Ford Aviator that's very thick around the lenses, very thick on the legs and the frame legs as well, or the arms, whatever you want to call it. This is something a little bit more classier, something less of a statement and adds more to the outfit, which I really enjoy. And it was like this for a lot of the lenses and frames that they did maybe around 10 years ago. Now a little bit different as they're trying to get that younger crowd into Tom Ford. But I like these a lot because they are still low-key a statement, but not so much in your face screaming, "I like style," you know? So for my purchase rationale, I bought them, again, when I had less sense. I bought them for retail, new, when they came out at Sunglasses Hut and Square One, I think. And they just have a shape that I didn't have before. So I always say, if you don't have a silhouette that you're trying to sort of buy into, do a lot of research on which silhouette you're going to have, because you're likely going to have it for months and months or years and years. Nobody, and I also say this, wants to keep spending money on trending items. Spend the money on silhouettes that really complement your shape, and for that to happen, you need to do research. So make sure you do your research, make sure you look at shapes, the shapes complementing your face. I always say, if you are in the mood for glasses and you want to buy some glasses, go opposite to your face shape. So if you have an angular face, get round. If you have a rounder face, get angular, and it'll balance your face. So in general, I didn't have a pair of aviators before, and I wanted the silhouette, and I chose these because I like the gradient. They aren't too large on my face. They sit quite comfortably. I know some even go further out, and so it adds to my face rather than takes away from my face. Going into the market analysis, as you know, we do cheap, medium, and expensive. For the on the low end of the budget, I have the Ray-Ban aviators. I know you can go even further down and get into like the $40, $50 stuff. In my opinion, I would stay away from that, because in order to make a profit, they go with something that's more trending versus something that's a bit more timeless. Try to save up a little bit more, get something a little bit more timeless. And on the cheap end of timeless is literally the iconic Ray-Ban aviator. Ray-Ban invented the aviators for pilots. They know how to make an aviator. They make a lot of different variations of it. Just get the low-key, classic, iconic one, and you're not going to look bad. It's a viable, safe choice. The only thing I will say, Ray-Ban is very popular, so could be quite basic. You could see other people rocking them as well. You can also get them, because there's a lot of them, you can get them for cheaper on the used market. with everything included and probably good shape as well. But if you want to start off with an aviator that's really good, but you don't want to spend, $300-400 up to $1,000 on a statement glass aviator, Ray-Ban for sure is the best option. For the medium category, I do have the Tom Ford glasses that are trending that everybody will, want to buy and then probably not wear in 3-4 years, right, when the trend ends. But it is the Tom Ford Bronson 725. Again, the positives are it's trendy, it's on brand, it's on the nose, you will be seen as somebody stylish, but you don't need something trendy to be seen as stylish. As long as you know it works with you, you will naturally be stylish. They are very expensive. I believe when I said 725, that's the price. My bad, on my notes. So yeah, it's $725. Very expensive for regular made in Italy acetate glasses. Super expensive. Do they have a lot more acetate? Are they bigger? Yes. But I mean, that's just inflation, signs of the times. Try your best to buy it vintage or wait until if you really like it, if it really suits your face and you've done the research and you've landed on this, for sure get them. Just wait until the trend ends and buy it then. You'll buy it for half price or a little bit less than half price off. You'll be in good condition. Somebody who didn't think to do the research and just bought them because of marketing, predatory marketing tactics, I always say, that manipulated them. They will end up selling it eventually and you'll get a good deal. So for sure, on the medium category, it's that. For the expensive category, I'm sounding like just a record here. I always go to JMM, Jacques-Marie Mage. Jacques-Marie Mage, in my opinion, is one of the few elevated brands that are really, really worth it. Incredible craftsmanship, incredible materials, incredible style. All of their sunglasses have great style, and what I mean by that is they have character, they have a personality. You can see who would be wearing those types of glasses in your head when you look at them, and it gives you untold confidence. Like when I have one pair, and when I wear that one pair, I feel super confident. I feel like the person meant for these glasses, and the one model that I have here is the Evans. I actually want to get the Evans, but in a camel variant. So in more of like a yellowy orange, but the black is super fire as well. So the Evans is something that you could look into. They also have other models also. They also have other models also, but they have other aviators that have different types of shapes: square aviators, larger aviators, smaller aviators, all with that amazing craftsmanship. So if you want to splurge and you want to wait a little bit, save some money, and go on the hunt, because they are all limited, so you're going to probably find somebody that has a pair who are selling. I would go with those. The next upgrade for these is the Evans, pretty much. Now that we've gone through everything about these, let's go ahead and style them. I will show you a great trick. If you think aviators look too large on your face, I'm going to be styling them in a certain way. I can't wait to take you along for the ride. On top, we have the Yohji Yamamoto newspaper boy hat that I love, the Tom Ford Aviators, I believe the cardigan's from Banana Republic, a vintage LL Bean? No, it might be Wrangler, I don't know, denim shirt. The coat is vintage Oscar de la Renta, picked that up recently, it's awesome. Studio Nicholson trousers, and Dries Van Noten cowboy boots. When you want to style aviators, you kind of have to make the rest of the items on your body expand your proportions. We're going to get into that in the proportion section of the breakdown, but that's kind of the main gist of this outfit here. As usual, we're going to be going into fit, contrast, and proportion, my proprietary framework to styling anything and everything. Starting off with fit, you know what works on your body versus what doesn't, what fits versus what doesn't fit, if anything is snagging where it shouldn't be snagging or too loose where it shouldn't be loose. Anything that alters the structure of the garment is probably a bad fit. With this, everything is loose, nothing really form-fitting. Even the shirt underneath is a bit more looser, you just can't see that with everything. The coat is also a large, kind of like oversized long black coat. So again, just nothing that really stands out, and the hat of course fits right as well, and I don't have a headache, for example. But in terms of fit, this one's good. Next we have contrast. Now there's two things: contrast in colors and contrast in textures. For contrast of colors, I always say you have to complete the circle. So if you have something on one part of your body in terms of a color, you have to have something else on the other part of your body in terms of a color as well. So what does that look like? The hat and the glasses are black, so the hat, glasses, completed the circle, you're good there. Obviously I have other black on my body, so the gloves and the coat, the bottom of the boots here as well. That's black, completed the circle on that end. Blue over here, blue on the pants here, completed the circle over there. White on the cardigan here, and then white on the shoes as well, so we completed the circle on white. So black, blue, and white completed the circle on all those things. And you just want that because it promotes harmony, promotes flow within the outfit. You don't want to attract too much attention to one part. You want it to reach the entirety of it. Then we go over into contrasts and textures. Again, it's completing the circle. A lot of this is low pile. There's a medium pile with the wool fabric of the coat, with the medium pile of the cardigan, completed the circle on that end. Kind of nitpicky with this one. It's not so resolute with textures, but what you can do is, if you don't want to bring too much attention to, say, a very furry coat, you could have some other fur on your boots, fur on your pants, maybe fur on your hat, to just round out everything as well. But in terms of this one, as usual, for the most part, with a lot of people's other outfits too, it's low pile fabrics, and those work really well too. Lastly, we have proportion. Proportion, as I say, is the hardest to get right. With sunglasses, aviators specifically, because they're so large, I have a smaller face, I need to make sure that the proportion of the glasses are slimmer. They've slimmed down so they add to my face, they don't detract away from my face. I've done that with this hat here and with the coat here. Padded shoulders, bring me up, make me feel larger than life. Then I have this hat that makes my head look bigger than it is, thus reducing the proportion of the glasses. You can even see the brim is on the end and then it goes down, right? Then it goes down to the aviators, and you want that because, again, it reduces that proportion, makes them look smaller, but you still get the larger than life personality with the glasses as what aviators do. This proportion in general is the rectangular proportion, a more fashion forward proportion. You can cinch this with a belt, maybe if this was a trench coat, and get more of an hourglass, so to make the outfit a bit more attractive, a bit more flirtatious. That's what the hourglass proportion is used for. But this one is a rectangle, and I recommend a rectangle with a lot of your, again, more fashion forward outfits. So this would be the portion where I take this outfit out, and this is a good outfit, like take it out, get a coffee, something. You can't see, but it is blizzarding outside, so probably won't be able to do that today or for this video. But what I did want to talk about is what's trending in terms of classic silhouettes. Look like, for example, the Tom Ford Aviators, the new ones that I talk about and I've shown. How do those differ from these? Ask yourself this question: what is timeless, what is not? What trends borrow from timeless things but then still get put off to the wayside? What actually adds on to that timeless look? Maybe different sort of products that rehash things for modern times but do it in a really good way. We get caught in a cycle of marketing tactics, marketing predatory, sort of aspirational assets and things just blah 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 like in your face. Try your best to weave through all of the noise, find timeless things that have the characteristics you want and buy into those, preferably in the vintage market so it's more sustainable. I think that's the right way forward. But you tell me where you've seen a trending product and you know where it gets inspiration from, but it doesn't quite hit the same pain points or doesn't quite hit the same level of a style as it should have. But anyways, that's it for me, guys. Usually I like to do this outside when we're walking, but again, blizzarding outside. Have a great day, and I'll see you in the next one. Peace.